From Nicki Minaj exposing what she calls Devil Nation and the dark side of the music industry, to Cardi B's endless legal battles, Ice Spice being accused of copying, and Megan Thee Stallion's so-called new romance, we've got a lot to unpack today. Let's start where it all began, with the queen herself, Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj has always been known as someone who speaks her mind, but her most recent comments sent shockwaves through the industry. She came forward with a bold claim that Devil Nation, which many believe is her term for powerful figures behind the scenes, has been trying to silence her and force her to stop making music. According to Nicki, every time certain elites in the industry are under scrutiny or something shady comes to light, a strange pattern follows. She claims that as soon as these hidden power players are exposed, the media starts flooding the public with distractions. Maybe Will Smith will suddenly be back in the headlines, or another major celebrity story will take over social media. She even said that people suddenly start attacking her character online, all part of what she describes as a calculated strategy to divert attention away from what's really going on. Now, Nicki being Nicki, she didn't hold back or sugarcoat anything. She delivered her message with humor and attitude, saying they begged her to go on another tour and make another album, but she turned them down. She joked that she even called the Barbs on her secret Barb phone to get their opinion, and their answer was a resounding nope. But behind the jokes, there was a serious undertone. Nicki believes she's being targeted because she refuses to play by the industry's rules. She went on to say that certain business figures and executives have always tried to control her success, manipulate her money, and dictate her career. She described them as narcissists who can't stand to see someone powerful and independent win on their own terms. She accused them of being furious because they can no longer siphon her energy, her money, her blessings, or her peace. Then, in a more serious revelation, Nicki opened up about her former business manager who allegedly stole from her multiple times. She even hinted that the same manager was involved in a disturbing criminal case where a woman lost her life after a hotel incident. Nicki said she has evidence showing that financial information was intentionally hidden from her, and she warned that if her lawyers don't speak up soon, she'll call them out by name herself. Despite all of this, Nicki made it clear that she's not backing down. She told her fans don't worry, that she's still releasing her album, and that the queen isn't going anywhere. She said every time she puts out music, it makes her enemies feel like they've lost. And honestly, she's not wrong. Love her or hate her, Nicki's still dominating over a decade into her career. But that wasn't the only situation stirring up attention. Nicki's former stylist, DeAndre, who she accused of stealing from her, decided to clap back by sending YouTuber Tasha K a cease and desist letter. According to reports, DeAndre is denying all allegations, even though Tasha K showed what looked like solid receipts proving he took expensive designer items. Now, here's where it gets interesting. DeAndre has worked with some of the biggest names in entertainment, including Mariah Carey. So if people start believing he actually did steal from Nicki, that could destroy his reputation in the fashion world. Nobody's gonna hire a stylist they can't trust. That might explain why he's trying to fight this so hard publicly. Still, Nicki's fans believe the evidence speaks for itself. It's just another example of how chaotic and dangerous it can be to trust people in the entertainment business, especially when money and fame are involved. Speaking of Tasha K, she's back in the headlines again, and of course, it involves Cardi B. Apparently, Tasha K recently claimed that Offset and his mom owed Cardi around $10 million. Fans were quick to call cap on that, saying Offset doesn't even have that kind of money lying around. Cardi's people are reportedly furious and are considering taking Tasha back to court again. If you remember, Tasha K still owes Cardi over $4 million from their last defamation case, which she hasn't paid. Now Cardi might be gearing up for another lawsuit, and at this point fans are joking that Cardi should just open her own law firm because she's always in court. It's kind of ironic. Cardi spent years fighting people legally, but she still hasn't dropped her next album. Fans have started calling her Courtroom Cardi, saying she spends more time suing people than recording music. It's funny, but also a little sad because her talent gets overshadowed by all the drama. Now let's move on to Ice Spice, who's once again being accused of copying Cardi B. Her new music video recently dropped, and fans were quick to point out that one of the main scenes, where she's walking down a hallway in a sparkly outfit, looked identical to a scene from one of Cardi's earlier videos. People immediately started calling her out online, saying she's trying to recreate Cardi's aesthetic. Others think she's doing it intentionally as a form of trolling to stay relevant. To make things even messier, Ice Spice is also being accused of using bots to boost her YouTube views. Her latest video hit over 7 million views in just a few days, yet the song barely made a splash when it was first released. Fans think something isn't adding up, and it's causing a lot of debate about whether she's really as big as her numbers make her look. Still, Ice Spice hasn't responded directly to the accusations. She's continuing to post as usual, pretending not to see the criticism. And maybe that's smart, because when you're rising fast in the music industry, the last thing you want is to start a public feud you can't win. Next up is Joe Budden, who stirred up controversy again after calling rising artist Doechii an industry plant. He claimed her sudden success didn't make sense and accused her of disappearing after some online rumors surfaced. But Doechii's DJ Miss Milan fired back hard. She said Joe was just being messy for attention, reminding him that Doechii has been everywhere lately, performing at the Grammys, Glastonbury, Lollapalooza, and now headlining her own tour. Miss Milan's response really shut the whole thing down. She basically told Joe that Doechii has been putting in the work and earning her place, and people only call female artists industry plants when they blow up too quickly. It's a lazy way to discredit women who are successful. And honestly, she's right. Doechii's talent speaks for itself. If anything, she's proving that new artists can rise fast without being controlled by industry politics, something Nicki Minaj has been talking about for years. Now let's talk about Latto, or as some fans call her, Scratch Off. She's been very quiet lately, especially after Cardi B called her out on social media. There's speculation that Latto might be preparing to release a track throwing subtle shade at Cardi, but nothing has been confirmed yet. If she does, though, that'd be a huge mistake. Latto already lost support from the Barbs after she recorded and leaked private phone calls with Nicki Minaj. If she turns around and comes for Cardi next, she'll be burning another major bridge in the industry. Some insiders are saying Latto's planning to talk about loyalty, fake friends, and jealousy, but she won't mention Cardi by name. Still, fans are smart, they'll pick up on the subliminals right away. The industry is already full of hidden rivalries, and this could add even more fuel to the fire. And now, Megan Thee Stallion. Recently, fans noticed that Megan has been spending time with NBA star Klay Thompson, and now rumors are flying that the two are dating. At first, fans thought it was cute, a power couple moment, but then others started speculating that the relationship might be more of a PR stunt than real romance. You see, Megan has a new single coming soon, and it samples an old-school R&B group called Total, so some people believe her team is pushing this relationship storyline to help boost promo for the release. What's strange is that when Megan dated Partisan Fontaine, she kept things private because she didn't want fans to focus on her love life. But with Klay, she's suddenly being very public, smiling for the cameras, attending games, and posting online. Even Klay seemed hesitant when reporters asked her about her, brushing off the question and changing the topic. That alone made fans suspicious. If this is just a short-term PR move, it might actually backfire on her because people will accuse her of being fake. But if it's genuine, then good for her. She deserves happiness after everything she's been through. Meanwhile, Summer Walker is gearing up for a comeback. She announced that her new album drops on November 14th, and fans are already buzzing with excitement. She said the album will have at least 12 tracks, and there's even talk of a Chris Brown feature, though fans are divided about that one. Some think the collaboration could be amazing, while others think she should have worked with someone like SZA, Kehlani, or Jhené Aiko instead. Summer's first album is still considered a classic, and she struggled to recreate that same magic ever since. Her recent singles didn't do as well as expected, but people are rooting for her. She's one of those artists who pours real emotion into her music, and if this new project delivers, it could be her big comeback moment. Finally, we have Kendrick Lamar and Playboi Carti, who recently shared the stage at a show in LA. Kendrick, as usual, delivered a powerful performance, but fans were a little confused about why he's been working so closely with Cardi lately. Their styles couldn't be more different. Kendrick is known for his deep, conscious lyrics, while Cardi's more about vibes, energy, and chaos. Still, their collaboration drew a massive crowd, proving that music is evolving. Even if you don't understand Cardi's appeal, you can't deny that he connects with a new generation. Maybe Kendrick sees something in that energy, a new form of expression that goes beyond words. So, there you have it. The music industry never sleeps, and neither does the drama. From Nicki fighting against unseen forces to Cardi's endless legal battles, Ice Spice defending her originality, and Megan navigating love and PR, it's clear that being in the spotlight isn't easy. Every artist has their own challenges, and no matter how successful they are, there's always someone waiting to tear them down. But through all the chaos, one thing is certain. The fans are always watching, always talking, and always ready for the next big moment. Let me know in the comments. What do you think about Nicki's claims? Is she really being blackballed by the industry, or is she just speaking her truth? And do you think Megan and Clay are the real deal, or just another PR stunt?